The status quo is being challenged, and the time is now. I feel like I've been waiting my entire life for this moment. It's as if your generation combined with my generation are just ready to call it quits with the corruption and the craziness in the world. So, we're going to talk today about some things in the news that are really catching our eye.
The first one we have today is a video of a girl named Avery who's actually she took the drug Ozempic. She had an eating disorder formerly, and she admitted to taking the drug. And after a year of taking it, she has a rare bone disease. So let's learn a little bit more about what this
And thanks for putting it on our radar. You know who you are.
I just left the doctor's office. I went to get a checkup because I'd been off of Ozempic for 2 months now, and I just wanted to see my body was in better condition, if there were any permanent damages. Kind of in shock right now because I wasn't expecting this. But I guess Ozempic can cause bone density loss, and I didn't think that that would happen to me because I was only on it for a year. But I have significant bone loss. I have osteoporosis and osteopenia, so that I don't know. There's like several of them that I have. I wasn't expecting that, but that's what happens if you use Ozempic for weight loss and you lose too much weight.
Wow. Actually, I saw this morning one of my friends that I know, she just took Ozempic, and I'd warned her not to. I was really like, please don't take this. It's really bad for you. I sent her all the black box warnings, all the clinical trials. She still ended up taking the drug. She posted that she took it. 14 hours later, she said that she had been experiencing vomiting, nausea. She couldn't eat anything at all. And that it was only 14 hours later from taking the drug. She's like, I can't take this anymore.
This happens to a lot of people, but this bone density is new. This is a new symptom that you and I haven't really researched. And I'm shocked because if you don't have proper bone density, you've got a lot of issues, a cascade of issues. You risk fractures, which could hospitalize you, could cause frequent surgeries. And there's something in your bone marrow that's really important. Okay, bones are not just calcium. What's in your bone marrow are red blood cells, but also stem cells. So we know that Ozempic can compromise a good aging process, right? We've seen that not only with the muscle loss, but now also bone loss. So I understand when you're hungry, it's challenging to lose weight. You have to really fight a demon inside of you. You have to have courage to face this hunger and meet it differently. But to have your bones eroding, to have your muscles eroding is really a risk that I don't think is worth taking.
On January 27th, Trump decided to pull out of the World Health Organization.
This came as a shock to a lot of people.
Why was it so shocking to a lot of people?
Well, because the World Health Organization has been, intact for a long time, and they make a lot of unilateral decisions. Some people are concerned that there's going to create a vacuum of power, that maybe China will take over and make, big decisions. But, the United States of America has been funding the World Health Organization with a lot of tax dollars. And I think Trump thinks that, either there could be a renegotiation or those dollars could be used elsewhere to help our country because he does want to make America great again.
And is there anything that has to do with making America healthy again that could be the reason he also pulled out of the World Health Organization?
When I looked into it and I thought about it, it looks like during COVID, they made a lot of decisions that we had to follow. And we didn't necessarily have the right, or our voice wasn't, as strong as I think we would have wanted it to for the amount of money that we put into it. Now, that doesn't mean we should be able to buy our voice, but I do think that, stakeholders who are at the table, who are funding the organization, should have ability to make decisions. The World Health Organization, some people think mismanaged the COVID crisis and the pandemic. Others think that it was the right decision, but they did make a lot of decisions that we had to follow.
Are they a part of subsidizing Ozempic injections for the population?
Not really, but there is pharmaceutical influence in the World Health Organization. But I just think that And Trump actually did say this. He said, we're pulling out for now, but we're open to renegotiating. So I think it's just going to be interesting to see if there's maybe a more efficient way or a healthier way, or making sure that there's less, and I'm not sure about the statement, less conflict of interest. One of the things that I'm hopeful for in this time that we're in, especially with Friday's nomination could be that we're going to get rid of a lot of conflicts of interest on our way to make America healthy again.
Which includes possible chats about getting rid of Ozempic, but there's a lot of mixed signals because we've got Elon Musk, who's actually on Ozempic, and then we've also got different mixed articles that I've been seeing where it's saying that RFK is okay maybe with Ozempic as like as somewhere in between. I've also seen articles saying that he's like not for Ozempic, or maybe that it's not on the first line of defense. So I'm hearing a lot of different chatter about Ozempic and how that's going to play out in the next few months, determining, based on who is leading that sector of our government.
This leads us to our next really, really big topic, which is Kennedy as the head of HHS. And his election or nomination should be confirmed on Friday.
But we see that Bill Gates is trying to stop this from happening.
Not only Bill Gates. There have been the Washington the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, the New York Times. I mean, there have been hit pieces on Kennedy ever since he decided to run for president. And it's really interesting. Now, I am very hopeful about his nomination, and I'm very hopeful that he will get in. And I think there's a lot of supporters out there. And listen, hate me, love me, I am all about health. And some of the things that Kennedy stands for are really important. And some of these hit pieces that I've been reading are really diversions, distractions, like the fluoride piece. It's like, let's talk about what I think is more important, and that is getting rid of the revolving door, getting rid of the conflict of interest in the CDC, the FDA, the NIH, the AMA, it goes on and on.
Unnecessary injections. I'm definitely talking about Ozempic.
Well, I think that Bill Gates is trying to block it because he's so invested in big pharma. And he is involved in that. I don't even know why he's involved in that, honestly, when you really look at all the things he's involved in.
Plastic on our food at Whole Foods. He has this new appealed thing. Everyone knows about that.
Regardless, I think that people who have vested interest in the pharmaceutical industry, which means pretty much anyone who has any investment in any mutual fund or the stock market as a whole, because these drugs are making so much money. The vaccines are making money. Ozempic is making money. I mean, it is a huge business. And I know you all know that.
Which brings us to one of the other amazing news that we found out this year is that Lizzo met one of her weight loss goals, which we think is really awesome because she did.
That's amazing.
She did it naturally. She hasn't met her like an all-in-all goals. She has new goals this year, which I really appreciate, because when I see overweight influencers finally like not glamorizing obesity, but glamorizing working out, exercise, whole food, not even vegan anymore, which I think is really cool, because being vegan, I'm vegan. I know, but like I'm really not vegan. So I really think that it's amazing that she showed that she needed to not be vegan for her weight loss journey. And instead of taking Ozempic, she's talking about eating whole foods. And I'm like all about that.
Yeah, 100%.
She's working out every day, and she set a new weight loss goal for herself. So she wasn't like, oh, I lost 20 pounds and I'm still obese and I'm not going to do anything else. I really loved that, because I see so many people in the body positivity community who will say, oh, well, I lost 20 pounds and I'm good now, but they're still 400 pounds or still 300 pounds or 280 pounds. And they think they're okay because they move a little bit more and they're still overweight. So it's really important that she's spreading that message, because she's showing that I'm not at my 100% goal yet. I've made new goals, but look how far I've came. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah, she deserves a lot of credit. You know what? There's something that Americans stand for more than anything else in any other country that I know, because, we lived a very international life, and that's freedom. Freedom is by far the most important thing to me, to you, to most humans, probably also to you. And yeah, money can provide some level of freedom, but you know what is the true freedom? It's your health. Nothing is more important than it. And being fit and being strong and being vital and aging well and being free from chronic disease is the ultimate freedom. Money can't buy it. And there's nothing that's more valuable.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to join our Women's Accountability Group, we only accept awesome and ready women. So if you want to join, click the link down below, and we will see you all the time.